So today, we are going to be building a team in Pokemon Champions just purely based off the 6 most popular Pokemon. We're not even going to take a look at if they have good coordinations or not. We're just going to look at the top 6 Pokemon in the meta and just build a team around them. So, it's currently Season 2. I haven't played at all this season. And the most popular Pokemon this season are Basculegion, Garchomp, Kingambit, Sneasler, Charizard, and Whimsicott. Which, that sounds about similar to Season 1. So let's see, compared to Season 1, the top Pokemon were Sneasler, Garchomp, Incineroar, Kingambit, Basculegion, and Sinistcha. So basically, Sinistcha traded spots with Whimsicott, so Whimsicott replaced Sinistcha, and Incineroar got replaced with Charizard. So it's honestly not that big of a difference. So I'm not sure how much the meta has shifted. There's these 4 Pokemon, Sneasler, Kingambit, Garchomp, and Basculegion, are still in the core. It's just Charizard and Whimsicott have been switched out. Incineroar and Sinistcha are still really high up. They just aren't in the top 6. So we're just going to be building a team with Basculegion, Garchomp, Kingambit, Sneasler, Charizard, and Whimsicott in it. And let's see how our team does. So the first member of our meta team will be Basculegion. Basculegion is supposed to be the really fast kind of sweeper. He has the Adaptability ability, which makes it so that all of your moves that are stab, so for Basculegion, water and ghost type moves, instead of getting a 50% boost, we'll get a 100% boost. That means each of these moves will do double damage. It's a very powerful ability. Aqua Jet, we have it as a priority move, so if someone really weak, like low on health, we can just kill them instantly. But it's not even a weak move because of our adaptability. Aqua Jet will do 80 base power. Then we have Flip Turn, so we can just switch Basculegion now without even needing to swap him out and waste a turn. We can do damage and switch out. It's still going to be very powerful because of adaptability. It'll do 120 damage. We've got Wave Crash. If there's like a really high target HP, we can just use Wave Crash and it'll hopefully defeat them. 240 base power will be insane. Then we've got Last Respects as our Ghost type move. And this move has a gimmick to it, as it starts with 50 base power, but for each Pokemon on your team that faints in the battle, it'll increase in damage. So if nobody's fainted, it'll do 50 damage. If 1 Pokemon on your team is fainted, it'll do 100 damage. If 2 have fainted, it'll do 150 damage. And if everyone on your team except for Basculegion has fainted, it'll do 200 damage. Very, very powerful. And all of that is, of course, combined with the adaptability. So Last Respects could have up to a base power of 400. And we've given it the Jolly nature to max out the speed, because it already has really high attack, Basculegion, and we put the rest of our stat points into HP. And the reason I maxed out our speed is because we're giving our Basculegion the Choice Scarf. And what that does is that it'll double the speed of the Pokemon, but makes it so that it can only use the first move it selects, which is why we have Flip Turn so that we can get it out easily. So the reason I'm maxing it out is because if there's any other Basculegion that also has a Choice Scarf, we want to be faster than it. And if that Basculegion has not maxed out its stat, it's all of its speed, it's not put so much investment into its speed like our Basculegion has, then it will not be faster than us. So that is going to be Basculegion, the first member added to our team. So next up we have Garchomp. Garchomp's going to be kind of just our all-around character. Pretty fast with a base speed of 140, very tanky with 200 health, and can deal a ton of damage with its 199 attack stat. On top of this, it's got the ability Rough Skin, which what it does is that when this Pokemon gets hit by a contact move, our Garchomp, the Pokemon that attacks Garchomp will take 1/8 of their max HP and damage. It's just passive chip damage for getting hit. It's a very good ability, but it only works on moves that make contact. And for our Garchomp, we have the moves Protect to keep it safe, Rock Slide, which is a very strong spread move that only hits your opponents and can flinch them. We've got Dragon Claw for stab, dragon type damage, and then we've got Earthquake, which is a very powerful ground type move, which hits every member on the battlefield, including your own teammates. So you got to be careful with it. But our team does have Pokemon that can avoid Earthquake, which is why we have Earthquake. In some teams that don't have Pokemon that can avoid Earthquake, they would run a move like Stomping Tantrum. But our team does have quite a few members that can avoid Earthquake, so that's why we have Earthquake over Stomping Tantrum. And this is going to be Garchomp, our all-around character, added to the team. So next up we have our Sneasler. And this Sneasler is the exact same Sneasler as the Sneasler from the previous episode, the Archaludon team episode. And it does have one difference, as this Sneasler, instead of holding the Focus Sash, it will be holding the White Herb. And what the White Herb does is that it'll make it so whenever the Pokemon's stats are lowered, it just uses the item to revert the stat change. So let's say an Incineroar comes in and gives me Intimidate. it lowers my attack, the white herb activates, which will negate the attack lowering. If I use my close combat, which will lower my defense and special defense, the white herb will activate and my special defense and defense will not be lowered, which then chains really well into Unburden, as Unburden doubles the Pokemon's speed stat once its item is lost. So Sneasler can become really, really powerful. So that's going to be Sneasler added to the team. So next up, we have Charizard. And Charizard's really interesting because I don't think Charizard's going to work well on this team. But we're kind of forced to use him because he's in the top 6. And the reason it's bad is because we've got Basculegion, who's a water type, but Charizard sets up the sun. So that's not very useful. And he's also the only Mega on our team. So we're probably not going to be seeing very much Mega evolution in today's episode. But this Charizard is the same Charizard from the starter team episode. I don't really have anything else to say about it, so that's Charizard added to the team. So just like Charizard, this Whimsicott here is from the starter team episode. Unlike Charizard, though, I think Whimsicott does have a lot of potential. So that's just going to be Whimsicott added to the team. So last, but certainly not least, we have King Gambit. And this was the King Gambit that I had in my first episode from the Trick Room team. So he's mostly going to stay the same. However, I will change one thing, which is his nature, because I had him in the Trick Room episode designed to be as slow as possible because he's on the Trick Room team. But now that we're not on a Trick Room team, I don't want him to be as slow as possible. So instead of lowering his speed, I'm going to lower his special attack. So it's basically the same, but he's slightly faster now. He's 7 speed points faster. So it's not that big of a deal, but it might come in handy. And King Gambit's a very good Pokemon, so I'm glad that he's on the team. And this will be King Gambit, the final member of the team added to our team. Alright, so now we're going to do some battling with this team. I went ahead and just tried it out, and I got myself up to a higher tier. We're now an Ultra Ball tier, just so that the battles won't be as difficult, or won't be as easy. They'll be more difficult, that's what I was trying to say. Because I want to make the videos interesting. If I'm just winning all the time, that's not a very interesting video. I gotta win, I gotta lose. It's gotta be a little bit of a mix. There's a balance, you know? So we're here in Ultra Ball tier, where the players are a lot better than they are in the Pokeball and Great Ball tier. We'll try out this team of just the top 6 Pokemon. I don't know if it'll really be that good, since they don't have the best synergy, but they're also really good Pokemon, so you can't really go wrong with good Pokemon. So let's just head into a battle and see how this team works. Alright, so our first team... I don't know how to really describe it. Just seems like a team full of a lot of support Pokemon. But it also has Crabominable and King Gambit. They're both really slow Pokemon. So it might be like a Trick Room support team. And then with like Mega Lucario. I'm not sure. I gotta be careful because Mega Crabominable could be like a big problem. So I think I'll start with Charizard and Whimsicott. Then I'll bring in King Gambit and Garchomp. I'm not going to bring in Sneasler, because if they have Farigiraf, Sneasler's not going to be very useful. And Basculegion, I just feel like Basculegion doesn't really do much. He doesn't hit any of the members of the team for super effective damage. So I don't think there's really a reason to bring him. This guy's a punk guy. He seems to use Farigiraf, Crabominable, and Lucario a lot because he's got silver little medals on them. And they've got fancy titles, too. And they're shinies. Oh, my goodness. I don't have any shinies on my team. Anyways, they're starting with Farigiraf and Lucario, so it's a good call that I did not bring Sneasler. So I'm just going to start in Mega Heat Wave and go for Tailwind. Hoping that the Farigiraf doesn't go for Trick Room, because then me using Tailwind is actually really bad. Let's see. So here comes the Tailwind. Now use Heat Wave. It misses the Farigiraf. That's kind of bad, because if the Farigiraf goes for Trick Room, that's going to be annoying. But Lucario is just straight up dead. So I guess that's good. They went for Trick Room. That's really bad. So this is a Trick Room team. Who did they bring in, though? I guess Crabominable, but I don't know. Yeah, it's Crabominable. And it's a shiny. Is the whole team just shinies? I don't know, but... I'm really scared. I don't think Mega Crabominable can one-shot Mega Charizard Y. But with the help of Farigiraf, they might be able to. So maybe I just double protect. Ooh, I know. I could encore the Farigiraf. No, I can't because of Armor Tail. Never mind. I guess I'll just double protect then. Sure, try to stall out the Trick Room. Here's Mega Crabominable. What do they do now? That stalls out one of their turns of Trick Room, so that's good. They go for Ice Hammer, so they're targeting Charizard. Ice Hammer onto Charizard, okay. And Psychic also into Charizard, so they double Charizard. So I could have done something with Whimsicott. Well, I'm actually going to switch Charizard into King Gambit just to preserve him. And then I'll Moonblast the Crabominable, I guess. I think this is a good idea, because I don't want Charizard to die. Charizard's like our sweep. We kind of need him. While Whimsicott is just okay if they die. They go for Ice Hammer. It missed. That's good. Psychic. It doesn't affect King Gambit, so he took no damage this turn. Amazing. That's great. And that's some damage onto Crabominable. So, there's 2 turns left of Trick Room. So, we could just go ahead and double protect again. That wastes another turn of their Trick Room. This is really good. We've almost stalled out all of their turns of Trick Room while taking no damage. So our Tailwind is gone. That's fine. They go for Drain Punch again, King Gambit dies. So to counter that, I could bring in Garchomp, but Garchomp would still take a ton of damage, though. I could bring in Charizard. I don't think Charizard dies. I'm gonna really hope that Charizard doesn't die, because if he does die, that's really, really bad. And then I'll Moonblast the Crabominable again. So this is a big read. It might be a very bad idea. This Charizard is not the bulkiest, but I'm just hoping, please don't die. Ice, he went for Ice Hammer again. Oh, and a Whimsicott. It missed. He missed Ice Hammer both the times he went for it. I don't know how much accuracy it has, but that must be really bad. Through the whole Trick Room, we only did like 60 damage so far. Alright, that's more damage on the Crabominable, and now we can just double protect again. Oh, Trick Room's gone. Okay. Oh, they forfeit! Alright, there we go. We just managed to stall around the Trick Room. And we won, because they would have to set up Trick Room again, and that would have just killed them. I don't think they needed to forfeit, like they could have still tried, but it just would have been really hard. And there we go, we won our first battle with this team. Maybe this team is a really good team, or maybe I've just gotten better at Pokemon. Maybe I've gotten more game knowledge. That previous battle was really fun. We're going up against this team now, which seems to be like a rain-ish team. I'm not sure what Sableye does, nor Scizor. They just seem like they're randomly thrown on, but the rest of the team does seem pretty coordinated. So I don't think I want to bring Charizard because it's a rain team. Alright, I could bring Charizard to cancel out their rain. And there is Scizor, so maybe this is a good idea. I think I'll bring Charizard, but I'll put him in like the back. I don't think I'll bring Sneasler because they've got a lot of ghost types. I think I'll go Whimsicott. And I'll bring in Basculegion just because I haven't used him yet. Then Charizard and Garchomp. Or actually, no. I think King Gambit would be better than Garchomp. Alright, so they're starting off with Sableye and Archaladon. Okay, I'm not sure what the Sableye is going to do, but Archaladon already scares me, because Archaladon is like a beast. I do know Sableye does have Fake Out, though. I'm pretty sure it's a Pokemon that can learn Fake Out. We could go Moonblast into Sableye, but I think I'm going to go Tailwind, and then I'm going to go Flip Turn. And then I can bring in, like, Charizard or something. Yeah, sure. Let's do this. Alright, so here comes the Tailwind. That'll boost our speed. It kind of guarantees that Basculegion goes next. Except for Prankster. So yeah, Will-O-Wisp into the... what's his name? Basculegion. So he's going to do less damage, unfortunately, because he's burnt. Burn reduces your physical damage, and he is a physical attacker. Here we go. Flip turn. Not bad damage. We bring Basculegion back, and I'll bring in Charizard now, because I don't think our Chaladon can one-shot Charizard. Especially if there's no rain. If there was rain, he could have gone for Electro Shot, which definitely would have one-shot. Goes for Flash Cannon into the Whimsicott. That makes sense. But we have the Focus out, so Whimsicott does not die. Very, very good. Now with Whimsicott, I'm gonna use No, I can't because Sableye is a Dark type, so Prankster won't work. Darn, that's a bit annoying. But I'll go Moonblast into the Archaladon, because we gotta weaken the Archaladon, because Archaladon is really bulky, and then Heat Wave. Sableye doesn't learn Wide Guard, right? Sure hope he doesn't. If he does learn Wide Guard, that's kind of bad. But I'm just gonna bank on him not learning Wide Guard. Here we go. Charizard Mega Evolves, Mega Charizard Y. Alright, here comes the Drought. Rain Dance. Oh my goodness, the prediction is... Oh no, Charizard's dead. That's a crazy prediction. Now he's just going to Electroshot into Charizard. Oh my goodness, they're playing out of their mind. Special attack drop? Special attack drop? No. So now, the Heat Wave, it missed our Chaladon. Every single time I've used Heat Wave so far, it's missed. That's insane. Well, there goes Charizard. Yeah, Electroshot into Charizard, I presume. And that just results in Charizard dying. Yeah, there goes Charizard. Ooh, that was an insane play by them. What do we do now? I know your child has got leftovers. That's really bad. I guess I gotta bring in Basculegion, but this game is kind of just over. There's not really much I can do, because Basculegion is weakened by the burn, and Kingambit can't take down the Archaladon. I guess we'll just go for this. So they go for Will-O-Wisp onto Whimsicott. So Whimsicott's dying this turn, that's for sure. And Basculegion's also probably dying because of Electro Shot. So no matter what happens, I'm just going to be down to one Pokemon, probably. Here comes the Wave Crash onto Sableye. At least Sableye's taken down. But now it's a 3 versus 1 for them, so that's not good for me. Moonblast. I just gotta hope this does, like, a ton of damage, but probably not. Not bad damage, though. Stamina activates, so that's rough, because now Kingambit's gonna have an even harder time taking down our Chaladon. The Electro Shot, that's gonna take out Basculegion. So that's Basculegion just dead. Yep, there goes Basculegion, and Whimsicott dies, so now I'm down to one Pokemon. And that one Pokemon is Kingambit, and that Kingambit's not going to be really doing too much. Especially with this big, heavy-hitting Archaladon on the field. And the last Pokemon is Scizor, which wouldn't have been a big deal if I had Charizard left, but I don't. Well, actually, no, they still got other Pokemon after this. What am I talking about? It's not their last. They're not their last Pokemon. I guess I'll just Kowtow Cleave the Archaladon, but I know this isn't going to do very much. It'll probably do like 10, 15%, or maybe even less because of the defense boost. Here's Mega Scizor. It's probably going to go for like close combat or something, and that'll one-shot Archaladon. Kingambit for sure. Here's the Kowtow Cleave. Surprised me on the fastest on the field. I guess because of the Tailwind. Yeah, it didn't do very much. And the Stamina, so now he's going to take even less damage. And Electro Shock comes in. I'm surprised that their Archaladon's faster than their Mega or Scizor. I would have thought Mega Scizor would be faster, but I guess not. Alright, that's a one-shot, yeah. And it was a critical hit. I don't think that critical hit was necessary. There we go. That was a pretty rough battle. Because of that one really good play they did with the Rain Dance Electroshock into Charizard, I just kind of lost instantly. Because Charizard was like my only way to break through the Archaludon. That's unfortunate. 1 win, 1 loss. Let's just head into another battle. This last battle will determine whether or not we kind of won in this episode. Whether we have a positive win-loss ratio. We're going up against Benix and a bunch of numbers after. Benix 2456. And they've got an interesting team, to say the least. They've got some very interesting Pokemon. Not very many meta picks. They've got like 2 meta Pokemon, Charizard and Sinistcha. And like Starmie and Excadrill are good too. And then they've got Manectric and Alakazam, who are both very okay Pokemon. They're very niche. But as we've learned in this episode, having just meta Pokemon is not the answer. You also have to have a good core and like a good strategy. Like a good plan too. Which I have none of those. I only have good Pokemon. And just throwing a bunch of good Pokemon together does not end up with a good team. But anyways, we gotta be worrying about how we beat this team. I think Kingambit works really well here, because Kingambit counters like everybody on this team except for Charizard. So I'll start with these 2. In case Charizard comes in, because that's going to counter the Charizard, and Kingambit counters everything else. And I'll bring Sneasler, just because I haven't gotten to really use Sneasler yet. And then I'll bring Garchomp. Let's see this team. I'm not going to have a Mega Pokemon because Charizard is my only Mega Pokemon on the team, so I'm not going to have a Pokemon that I can Mega Evolve. But maybe I don't need a Pokemon to Mega Evolve. Maybe I can just win without it. So just bring off Charizard and Manectric. Okay. I'm curious to see what this Manectric does, because I really don't know. So I'm gonna Sucker Punch. I'm gonna double into the Charizard. I'm gonna Sucker Punch. And I'm worried about the Manectric killing Basculegion. But I don't think there's anyone else I want to bring in to take, like, a Charizard Heat Wave. So I'm just gonna Wave Crash and hope for the best. Even though Sun will be set up, so Basculegion will do less damage. I think this is the best play, to just try to get Charizard out of here. Here's the Sun. Sucker Punch. That did a lot, as long as Basculegion can do 39%, which I think he can. This Wave Crash. Ooh, okay, this is a good start. Instantly getting his Mega out of here. So Manectric could just kill Basculegion here, probably. I'm not sure. Thunderbolt, that might kill. I'm not sure. Basculegion's not very bulky. Oh! Basculegion barely survived. Thank you, Basculegion. That's amazing. So that'll allow us to get just one more strong hit in with him. That's great. So next in is Sinistcha. Okay. So I'm going to Kowtow Cleave into the Sinistcha. I'm actually going to preserve Basculegion. I'm going to Flip Turn. Oh, wait, no, it's Choice Scarf. I forgot. All right, well... You know what? I'll just Wave Crash. I could last... No, I can't last. I keep forgetting the Choice Scarf. I'll Wave Crash into Manectric, but I'm pretty sure that this Sinistcha is going to Rage Powder, so I'm forced to attack the Sinistcha. But let's see what happens. No, they don't actually, so that's some good damage on a Manectric. Oh, nearly a one-shot. Holy cow. A critical hit, that's why. And then it takes them down to their Focus Sash, so that's good. And that takes out our own Basculegion, but that's definitely a worthy trade. Basculegion did some good work in that game. And Overheat? Manectric learns Overheat? That takes out Kingambit. That's not good. So what is this Sinistcha gonna do? They go for Manchagacha, which doesn't matter because they already took me out. So I guess I'll bring in Garchomp and Sneasler now. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Rock Slide with Garchomp. And then the usual thing that a Sneasler would do when they come in would be to Fake Out. But they're probably gonna expect that and protect Manectric. So instead, I'll take that opportunity to get a Dire Claw onto the Sinistcha. Because even if they don't protect with Manectric, Garchomp's Rock Slide will take out that Manectric. So I think this is a good idea. But we'll see. We'll see if this is a good idea. So here we go. Dire Claw. 38%. That's good damage. And Paralyze the Sinistcha. That's amazing. And Manectric Volt switches, so he's getting out of here. but someone else who comes in will be eating a Garchomp Rock Slide. Alakazam will be eating a Garchomp Rock Slide. Alakazam is not physically bulky. Like 50 defense, I think. Something like that. Let's see. Yeah, he takes a lot of damage. So Sinistra's Citrus Berry activates. Good, good, good. They go Solar Beam. Interesting. Sinistras are usually not this aggressive. They're usually like a support healer. But not on this team, I suppose. That's very interesting. Anyways, we'll go for a Rock Slide and a Dire Claw. So Dire Claw, some more good damage to Sinistra. If Sinistra's... Oh, the Dire Claw got the chance of paralyzing again. But there goes Sneasler. Just gotta hope that Garchomp can land this Rock Slide. Please hit it on both. If we hit it on both, then it's a 1v1 versus the Manectric. If not, we lose. I think we lose. I think we lose. It doesn't even kill Sinistra. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, yeah, that's unfortunate. That was a really close game. We were really close to winning. But we don't win, unfortunately. So there we go. With this team, we won one game just by stalling out the team's Trick Room. And then we lost 2 games. But I feel like they were both... Maybe the second game wasn't that close, but this game was definitely very close. So it turns out that you cannot just put meta Pokemon on a team and win games, which makes sense. That is what I was expecting. You have to have a good strategy, and your team has to work well with each other. You can't just throw a bunch of good Pokemon onto a team and expect to make a good team. The Pokemon have to support each other and kind of help each other and cover each other's weaknesses, which when you just put the 6 best Pokemon in the game together, they don't really do that. But I guess that was a cool experiment. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.